Hi, I'm Dan Schmitt. I do a weekly television show called Team Chicago Challenge. My website is teamchicago.tv, teamchicago.tv. We're at Donaldson Cycle in St. Louis. We're in St. Mary's, St. Anne's. We're on St. Charles Rock Road, motorcycle shop on the far northwest side of St. Louis. We're here for the racer party, but this show, or this clip I'm going to put up on YouTube, I'm going to show you all the action that took place at Gateway. Gateway is across the river. It's a NASCAR track. There are NASCAR trucks on the oval, but we road race. This is WERA, National Endurance, starting in the day, running into the night. Great racing action. So the next 26 to 30 minutes, 26 to 27 minutes, I'm going to show you all the highlights from the race at Gateway, running with WERA. WERA, W-E-R-A, which is the road race leaders in this country. Let's go check out the action. Don't forget my website, teamchicago.tv.
We're on this side of the Mississippi River. We're probably a few miles from the river. In fact, you can see the arc from here. The neat thing about today's race is we're going to be starting at 5 o'clock and we're going to run to 11 o'clock. So it's going to be sort of a night race. They got lights all around this place, but we got lights on the Team Chicago R6 because there are a couple little dark spots out there. So let's go check out the start of this 6-hour night race from Gateway with WERA.
Well, we see Steve Carson on the Team Chicago R6 as the teams make their warm-up lap. The bike is running great. We shortened the pipe and added some racing fuel, and we picked up some power. So we're looking forward to a great race. Steve Carson pulls a little wheelie on that start, jumping out front. It's like Arc Suzuki. It's like Trey Beatty's riding right behind them. It's like Army of Darkness with Mark Young as they come into the infield. Arc Suzuki's up front. Army of Darkness running second. Third place looks like, we'll have to see, D&D maybe on that 1000 Yamaha. We got that new 750 GSXR 750 to 2000 model. That's what Arc Suzuki is running. I'll tell you, Trey Beatty, he goes fast anywhere. Makes it out of the infield onto the back straight. Dips in. Melissa Burkhoff is on Neighbor of the Beast. She is elected to start the race. You see Arc Suzuki coming down the front straightaway on the Suzuki Pirelli motion system, Yash Factory EBC, Silk Lane, Sprocket Specialist. Melissa Burkhoff, she's right in the point standings with us in middleweight super stock. See Arc come flashing by, second place. Army of Darkness with Mark Young on that 600 Suzuki. Third place looks like D&D Racing maybe as we wait for Steve Carson. Boy, Steve got a lousy start. Back in about 13th place. Right behind 121. 121 is last minute racing. See if Steve can make the move on the inside. Whoa, take it easy, Steve. This is a 6-hour event. Take your time. We'll be there at the end. As they duel into the last corner. Third place, D&D Racing, the guys out of Georgia. Fourth place, Team Action. Fifth place, Moto Heaven. Team Pennzoil, number 22, they're running in sixth. Wow, Arc Suzuki is really stretching the lead here. Mark Young. And Army of Darkness, 600 Suzuki, sponsored by TAI, 3x.com, Army of Darkness, Vesdra, Badly Psychos. Mark Young, he's a real go fast. Third place, D&D. D&D on that 1000 Yamaha, sponsored by D&D, EBC, Sprocket Specialist, Dynajet, Yamaha Canton. These guys running a nice smooth race. You see Mark Young coming down the front straightaway. Team Action making the move on the outside. And as the teams sort themselves out, let's first hear from Chris Hughes from ArcLight Suzuki.
I'm really excited about it. I was kind of leery, you know, coming into it. Maybe it's the old dog, new tricks or something like that. But after Scott and I had gone out and done some practice last night, we've both been anxious to get going and run during the night here. I think it's going to be a lot of fun, and I think they ought to do one or two more events like this.
See ArcLight Suzuki coming down the front straightaway. They are on the move. They are up front and leading. 38 is in a great charge. Time being, 38, Fat Boy Racing, as we see Leaning Lizards on the Team Green Kawasaki. Number 10, Serious Fun Kawasaki, Gateway Motorsports, AGV, Alpine Star, Elf Lubricant, Vesra, Bridgestone, Renthal, RK Chain, Vance and Woodcraft, Traction Dynamics. Dave Coons is out there and he is hauling. He's on the move. Kawasaki's running great. They're running middleweight superbike. They're trying to get some points. Right behind him is 446. That's Team Velocity. I think Paul Youngman's on there, and he's joined that team, and they are now a threat out at each and every race. As Steve Carson comes by in the Team Chicago, 4 and 6 prepared, Yamaha dealers, Race Tire Service Dunlop, AirTech, Torco Racing Fuel and Oil, Nolan Helmets, Regina Change, Weir Dampener, Ames, Micron, Lap Counter, Bates Leathers, Alpine Star, Vespa Brakes, Factory, and Steve Carson is turning 10s and 11s. He's really going fast. The R6 is running great. That extra 3 horsepower has really made the difference out here. Nobody's running away from us, but this is a tight track. But the nice thing about this track, it's smooth and it runs together. There's nothing weird out there. All the corners are well placed. One downshift going to the first corner. Whoa, red flag. Red flag, gonna have a restart. And the restart looks like Army of Darkness. Whoa! 26 just crashed on the restart. It's KRG Racing and it's 600 Suzuki. Let's slow this thing down and take another look as we see that 26 bike flipping. Looks like the rider's okay. He didn't hit any other bikes. He just ran off the track a little bit. It's a tough time out here at Gateway. Up front, ArcLight Suzuki, and he had 750 GSXR. I'll tell you, this Trey Beatty, he really knows how to make the starts and get away from the pack. It's like Army of Darkness running right behind them. As we see 65, it's Paramount Racing getting a lousy start. D&D Racing, and hit D&D, EBC, Sprocket Specialist, Dynajet, Yamaha, Canton, 1000 Yamaha. He got caught back in the pack. He's gonna have to make up. I think he was in 3rd place with this restart, but a lousy line up front though. ArcLight Suzuki flying. So we see Team Pennzoil 22, they're running about 6th or 7th. There goes that GSXR 750 Suzuki of ArcLight Suzuki. They're on the roll. And as we get to the hour-and-a-half point of this race, it's ArcLight Suzuki up front, Army of Darkness 2nd, Paramount 3rd, Velocity 4th, D&D 5th, MotoHeaven.com 6th, Team Pennzoil 7th, Action Cycle 8th, 9th is Leaning Lizard, Racer Supply is 10th, and now it's my time to take over the Team Chicago R6 as we wait for Steve Carson to come back into the pits.
got the rags. I got it. Here. Push it down. Oh, go to the top.
Is it in neutral?
Yeah.
Keys on. Keys on.
Now let's go check out Gateway International. They head down this pit lane. The first left-hander. Reduce radius corner. And let's get on the gas. This track's got a nice flow, got a nice left-right here combination. Back on the gas. Another left. Stay tight. Like this carousel. But at the end of the carousel, the corner tightens up. Another short shoot. This left-hander brings you on to the back chute. 22X just went by me. J&J Motorsports and yet Nielsen Enterprise, but they crashed out their 900 Kawasaki. But as we're getting to the second hour of racing, Arclight Suzuki's up front, Army of Darkness is second, MotoHeaven.com is up to third, D&D fourth, Velocity Cruise fifth, Team Pennzoil sixth, Team Action Power is seventh, Paramount's eighth, Leaning Lizards ninth, and I'm at least moving us up to 10th place. And now Leaning Lizards is sneaking by. I hate that on the first lap when these guys get by me as I'm waiting for the tires to come up. See, Arclight Suzuki is still leading, heading on to that back chute. 27 is sponsored by Sports Cycle of Rockingham, Dunlop Factory, EBC, and they're out of Winston-Salem. I gotta get around this guy. Let's try the outside line as we head to the back chute. Get by him. Now this is the tricky part as we get into this last corner. This is the entrance to the pits. And they got this chicane. You got boom, boom. Flip to the right, left. It's a tricky maneuver. Well, coming by now, 446. That's Paul Youngman. It's the Velocity crew. They picked up Paul Youngman. This team has got their stuff together. These are go fast. 446 is sponsored by Fastline Cycles, Buchanan Cycles, and Traction Dynamics. We head into this left hand, into the carousel. I'm trying to make this carousel one continuous corner. We're keeping it in third gear. We've got to really slow up and then just get on the gas. This is my favorite corner. Late break. Generally been getting around people right here. Let me see if I can get around J&J. Head down this back chute, get on the gas. Another good move. D&D goes by. D&D now running in fourth place on the D&D Yamaha Canton R1 Yamaha. They head down the front chute. Turn one coming by now. Army of Darkness. Mark Young is still riding. They're running in second place. Army of Darkness. Right in front. Team Pennzoil. They're coming by, trying to come by. It's Moto Heaven. They're running third. And they're in our class and they are leading. They got a couple laps on us. Got to keep them behind. Makes the move down on the inside. They got that corner good, but this is my favorite corner coming up. I can keep up with these guys, but I got to get on the gas. After 3 hours of racing, it's ArcLight Suzuki up front, Army of Darkness second, Paramount is now in third, Team Pennzoil fourth, Velocity Crew fifth, Team Action Power is sixth, Leaning Withers seventh, Team Chicago, we're now up to eighth place, Neighbor to Beat is ninth, Last Minute Racing is 10th as we see Army of Darkness coming through this sweeper onto the back straight. Uh-oh, in the pits, D&D. D&D is crashed. R1, 1000 Yamaha, D&D, EBC, Sprocket Specialist, Dynajet, Yamaha Canton. Well, ArcLight crew, they're sitting up front. They're taking it easy, coming into pits now. Army of Darkness, running in second place. They make their switch. Steve Carson's on the Team Chicago. 4 and 6 prepared. Yamaha dealers. R6 Yamaha. And we're getting ready to switch again. Team Chicago, we're on the charge. We're in third place in class. I think we're going to have a great time out here. Steve heads on the front straightaway. Now it's time for ArcLight to come in and make a stop. Lee agrees on the bike. It's like Scott Harwell is going to be taking over, but they don't even have a quick change yet. We see Melissa Burkhoff, they're right behind us on the Neighbor to Beast. 600 Suzuki, sponsored by Army of Darkness, Fisher Technical Service Inc., Badley Cycle, Hendon Cycle Sport, Michelin, Vanson, RoadRacingWorld.com. As 780 comes by, they're running in 12th place on the RacerSupply.com on the 750 Suzuki, sponsored by Racer Supply Company, Shroud Power Sports, CNR Manufacturing. As Dennis Torres catches me getting the Team Chicago helmet cam ready.
Hey, Daniel.
We rock and roll, brother.
Only.
Give that Danny smile.
And as Paramount Racing brings in that 4 and 6 prepared, AirTech, Suzuki of Greenville, Suzuki, it's my turn to take out the Team Chicago R6. We are going to jump ahead as we get to the 4th hour racing right here at Gateway International Raceway. Up front is ArcLight Suzuki. Second place is Army of Darkness. Third place is Paramount Racing. Uh-oh. Ambulance is on the track. Could be a rider down. Team Pennzoil is 4th. Velocity Crew's 5th. Leaning Wizards 6th. Team Action Power is 7th. Team Chicago is 8th. Neighbor the Beast is 9th. Last Minute Racing is 10th. But we're going to get a red flag and make a restart. As we come up to the grid, we're going to be starting from the 3rd row. Right next to us is Team Action Power Ride. They're also on a Yamaha R6. They're in 7th place, but first in middleweight super stock. But this is like starting a dirt track race. Under the lights, on the front straightaway. We wait for the start. 1 minute board. Head into the first corner. Neighbor the Beast comes by. That's 667. The 24 came back from behind us. They crashed earlier, so they're an hour and a half down because they lost that. They started again to make points. It's right in front of us. That's 24. That's Team Power Sport. It's like 280s up there. 780, RacerSupply.com. As we make it through the carousel, the short chute, And as you can see, there is an advantage of having lights. There are some dark spots. Now we're in the lit up portion, the back chute. Running about 8th or 9th. The one rider peels off to go in the pits. MotoHeaven.com is right in front of me. And they're sponsored by PowerSportsHeaven.com, Wintex Leathers, Bell Helmets, EBC, Woodcraft, Voltex. We go through this first corner. Neighbor the Beast is right in front of him, and they got some great lights. They got the same kind of lights as Army of Darkness as we make it through the S's. Right behind me, like Leaning Lizard, number 10, sponsored by Kawasaki Team Green, Serious Fun Kawasaki, Gateway Motorsports as we make it through the carousel. And here's one place where the lights really are an advantage. I can brake later because I can see the corner. Let me see if I can get on the gas, make it by Moto Heaven. Goodbye. Neighbor the Beast now is right in front of me. In front of him, 121. We head down the front straightaway. Into this first corner. See if I can get around these two. I'm right on them. Through the S's. Get on the gas stand. And as we get to the 4.5 hour point of the 6 hour race, Army of Darkness is coming in for a pit. It's like Jim Williams is ready to get on. Mark Young, he's been riding quite a bit. And they got some great lights on that bike.
And Team Chicago also came into pits right after Army of Darkness.
Having fun out there, Danny?
Big fun, big fun. Ain't nothing like night racing. This reminds me of racing at Santa Fe Speedway back in the 70s, dirt track. And when I lined up for the start, under the lights, what could be better, huh?
Down the front straightaway, Arclight Suzuki on that Suzuki Pirelli Motion System Yash Factory.
Neighbor the Beast comes flashing by. That's Scott Fisher. They are now up to second place in the middleweight superstock class on their 600 Suzuki.
Running strong now. Team Pennzoil, 22, Team Pennzoil, Team Extreme D&D Motorsport Graphics, Suzuki of Canton. As we see Army of Darkness running second. And this is where they shine, in the darkness. Army of Darkness with them great headlights on the TIA3X.com, Army of Darkness, Vespa, Badley Cycle, Hendon Cyclosport, Michelin Vanson, 4M, RoadRacingWorld.com as the crew keeps time on the front straightaway. Steve Carson heads down the front straightaway on the Team Chicago 4 and 6 prepared Yamaha. But Arclight Suzuki, they're way up front. They've got about 3 laps on Army of Darkness, riding at 2,000 GSXR 750. Great. You can see on their pit board, they're 2 laps and 59 seconds ahead. And as the crews come through the S's, we are out of the race. The battery went dead. We were drawing too much wattage, too much amperage, too much wattage for the cottage. And the Team Chicago R6 died. So I didn't get the ride again. But we maintained 3rd place because we had that many laps over 4th place in middleweight superstock. We dropped back. As we see the bikes coming through the S's, Arclight Suzuki up front. Second place, Army of Darkness. Third place, Team Pennzoil. Velocity Crew, fourth. Paramount Racing, fifth. As we see Velocity Crew come racing by. Sixth place, Leaning Lizards. Team Action Power Ride is seventh. Neighbor to Beast, eighth. Last Minute Racing, ninth. RacerSupply.com is 10th. Lewis Suzuki is 11th. Team Chicago, we drop back to 12th place as the checkered flag comes out to end this 6-hour national endurance.
It was a great race at Gateway. For more information on WERA, America's road race leaders, it is www.wera.com. Gateway Motorsports Park, GatewayMSP.com. You want to get a hold of me, it's teamdan45@gmail.com. And I want to thank Dennis Torres for the additional video footage. It was great. And look for more shows on YouTube.